Today on Public Eye News, the Soo Locks open for the 2019 shipping season and the Mueller probe comes to an end.
Adam Diaz takes us through our weather while Grant Lukens has NMU lacrosse action and March Madness updates. Hi, I'm Mason Wald.
And I'm Jillian Rumlinger, and this is Public Eye News. All right. Construction management professor Michael Andrew was perplexed when administrators and colleagues recently walked into his Jacobetti Complex classroom and interrupted a morning lecture. His confusion soon gave way to a smile, followed by a round of applause from his students. Andrew is the first member of the NMU Faculty Association to receive the university's Distinguished Faculty Award. NMU-FA represents those who reach in the College of Technology and Occupational Sciences. Andrew previously worked in the construction industry. He was a carpenter for both Gundlach Champion Inc. and CCMS Inc., where he was later promoted to foreman. His research interests have included construction spending and economic impact, and environmentally and economically responsible development. And Northern Michigan University's Board of Trustees recently approved the renaming of the new science facility to Kathleen Shingler Weston Hall in honor of Women's History Month. Weston was one of NMU's first female graduates who went on to complete a medical degree. She became part of the team that developed the Salk polio vaccine and was honored by President Lyndon B. Johnson as one of the nation's outstanding medical women. A UP native hailing from Kenton, Weston was a member of 1929 graduating class at NMU. After earning her biology degree, she taught the subject at Munising High School. She married Gene Weston, and the couple went on to earn master's and doctorate degrees from the University of Michigan and Temple University.
The Calumet Coliseum has made the top 4 for the title of Kraft Hockeyville USA. Online voting for Hockeyville USA winner begins on Saturday at 7 a.m. and closes on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. The winning community gets a $150,000 cash prize in order to upgrade the arena and also to host an NHL preseason game. The 4 finalists also receive $10,000 worth of new hockey equipment from the NHL Players Association Goals and Dreams program. Marquette's Lakeview Arena was named the Hockeyville USA winner back in 2016. And Governor Gretchen Whitmer has declared March 24th through the 30th as Michigan's Severe Weather Awareness Week. The Michigan State Police Emergency Management and Homeland Security Division is calling on all residents to take action by participating in a voluntary statewide tornado drill at 1 p.m. on March 27th. During the statewide tornado drill, residents will observe and hear alerts on NOAA weather radios, TV, and radio stations. Officials want people to keep in mind tornadoes can happen at any time of the year, but they are especially common in the late spring and early summer, with an average lead time of 10 to 15 minutes.
Michigan 8th graders will see changes in state testing this spring in a step that could better prepare students for college entrance exams. The Detroit News reports that the College Board's PSAT test will replace the Michigan Student Test of Educational Progress in Math and English Language Arts in April. The PSAT is the rehearsal for the SAT, which students take in the 11th grade during college admissions process. The College Board says the PSAT 8-9 will help educators identify the skills students need to work on. The M-STEP is designed to measure how well students are mastering state standards. 8th graders will still take the M-STEP in science and social studies. And arriving just in time for the midnight Monday opening of the Polock, the 1,000-foot-long Stuart J. Court officially kicked off the 2019 navigation season at the Soo Locks. The Soo Locks opening also marks the beginning of the 2019 Great Lakes shipping season. The locks were officially closed on January 15th and underwent critical repairs and maintenance during the 10-week-long winter shutdown. Extensive work was performed on the Polock during weld inspections and repairs on the upstream gate, replacement of the anchorage links for the dewatering gate, minor repairs and inspection on the intermediate and downstream gates, and underfloor drainage cleaning. The MacArthur Lock, located on the south side of the Po, will continue undergoing maintenance until mid-April. And after this break, we'll be back with your national and international news.
In Zimbabwe, an unusual bond is forming.
I was filming and the cubs came right up to me. And that was how the whole thing started.
Now we can follow this wild cheetah family extremely close up.
It wasn't long and I was walking with them, sleeping with them, and even following them on the hunt.
Witness firsthand the heartbreaks and triumphs a cheetah mother faces raising the next generation.
Wednesday at 8 p.m. after PBS NewsHour.
Welcome back. British Prime Minister Theresa May has conceded that her Brexit separation deal would be defeated for a third time if she put it to another vote. May acknowledged she may be about to lose control of the Brexit process to lawmakers who want to force the government in a different direction. It's been 3 years since Britain decided to leave the European Union, and the bloc leaders granted a delay to the exit last week for a hope that deadlocked politicians can find a solution to the exit crisis. The UK has until April 12th to tell the EU leaders what it plans to do, whether it be leave without a deal, cancel Brexit, or chart a new path. President Trump is proclaiming a complete victory following the release of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's nearly 2-year investigation into the question of collusion with Russians and obstruction of justice. Nicole Killian has more details from the White House.
President Trump says the people who accused him of collusion need to be held accountable.
But what they did, it was a false narrative. It was a terrible thing. We can never let this happen to another president again.
Special Counsel Robert Mueller concluded neither the president nor members of the Trump campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in its election interference activities.
It's lasted a long time. We're glad it's over. It's 100% the way it should have been. I wish it could have gone a lot sooner, a lot quicker.
On obstruction of justice, Mueller did not conclude that the president committed a crime, but adds it also does not exonerate him.
Much of what the president did was highly inappropriate and arguably acts of obstruction. But did he fall short of that line? Yeah, I think he fell short by some distance.
Mueller left the obstruction question to Attorney General William Barr and Deputy AG Rod Rosenstein, who say the evidence is not sufficient to establish the president obstructed justice.
They made a decision that there was no obstruction, so that makes it a complete and total exoneration.
Congressional Democrats say a 4-page letter from the Attorney General is not enough for them. They want the full report released along with the evidence collected in the investigation.
Without seeing the entire report, it is very hard to assess any of this. And Barr, during his hearing and now as Attorney General, has pledged that he wants to make everything he can public, and we're going to call him on that.
Democrats will continue their congressional investigations of the president and have vowed to subpoena Attorney General Barr to testify about his conclusion there was no obstruction of justice. Nicole Killian, CBS News, the White House.
The community of Parkland, Florida is focusing attention on its suicide prevention programs after 2 survivors of the Florida high school massacre killed themselves in a week. Community leaders, government officials, parents, police, and others held an emergency meeting Sunday after a second Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School student apparently killed himself over the weekend. Newtown police says the body of a 49-year-old Jeremy Richmond was found inside a Newtown event center where he had an office. Richmond was the father of first grader AVL Richmond. He and his wife created the AVL Foundation, a group dedicating to preventing violence by seeking a better understanding of brain health. Parkland Mayor Christine Hunchowski says the most important thing will be to alert parents that they need to talk to their children about whether they are having suicidal thoughts. And hundreds of cruise ship passengers had to be airlifted to safety over the weekend after this ship experienced engine problems in a storm. CBS News' Laura Podesta has more on this nightmare vacation.
The video says it all. Tables and chairs sliding, pieces of the ceiling falling on passengers as this Viking Sky cruise ship pitched back and forth in a storm off the coast of Norway Saturday. Wearing life vests as water began seeping into the ship, passengers waited for help. A boat rescue was out of the question as waves up to 20 feet high slammed the ship. 479 people ended up being airlifted to shore, including this couple.
Very frightening. We went up on a helicopter with a sling, the 2 of us together, and it was quite scary.
The cruise ship issued a mayday call Saturday afternoon after experiencing engine problems in an area known for rough, frigid waters. This man says the people he was with remained calm until a window broke and a wall of water slammed into the groove.
I was standing, my wife was sitting in front of me, and all of a sudden she was gone. And I thought this was it.
Viking Ocean Cruises says the ship was able to slowly make its way to a port yesterday under its own power. The company said at least 20 people were hurt. The cruise line is now facing questions about why the ship ventured into an area known for rough waters in the middle of a forecasted storm. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
And stay tuned. After the break, we'll have your weather and sports.
What I wanted then is what I want now, freedoms, including fighting for women's rights specifically.
It's about basic human rights issues for the whole of Northern Ireland.
As Bangladeshi women, we are proving to those back home that we can serve the public.
We want our homeland. We want to live free.
Tonight at 9:30 on Public TV 13.
Hi, and welcome back to your Public Eye News weather. I'm Am Diaz, your weatherman for today, and behind me is a nice, cool, and melting NMU campus. And taking a look at our current conditions, it is currently going to be sunny, the temperature at 33 degrees, winds north at 13 miles an hour, barometric pressure at 30.42 and falling. Looking towards tonight, we're going to be looking at some clear skies, the low of 17, winds west at 9 miles an hour. Looking towards tomorrow, we are going to be looking at partly cloudy, the high of 45, winds southwest at 9 miles an hour. Taking a look across the beautiful UP where the sun is smiling down, and from Sault Ste. Marie all the way to beautiful Marquette is going from the range of 30 to the high of 36 degrees. And take a look into our week ahead. Wednesday, the high of 48, the low of 37, and PM thunderstorms. Thursday, the high of 42, low of 27, and cloudy. Friday, the high of 41, the low of 26, and mostly cloudy. Looks like we're not going to be winning with the weather, Grant, but I hear you and your glorious tie have the scoop on the winning team.
That's right, I do. The Northern Michigan University lacrosse team has scored its first GLIAC win against Maryville University, 14-8. Maryville matched our Wildcats shot for shot in the first half of the game, with both teams scoring 6 points. Maryville tried to outshoot our Cats, but they just couldn't score enough goals to get a win. And with the second half ending 8 to 2 points for our Cats. With this win, the lacrosse team moves to a record of 2-6, and our Cats return to action on Sunday at Lewis University for another GLIAC matchup. And March Madness is in full swing with millions of brackets being made, but Friday's games left many brackets shattered and broken. Iowa, the number 10 seed, beat Cincinnati, the number 7 seed. UC Irvine, the number 13 seed, beat Kansas State, the number 4 seed. Oregon, the number 12 seed, beat Wisconsin, the number 5 seed. Liberty, the number 12 seed, beat MS State, the number 5 seed, and Ohio State, the number 11 seed, beat Iowa State, the number 6 seed. Saturday got back on track, and Sunday led to many upset winners being defeated by the higher seed teams. And Sunday wasn't all roses for March Madness lovers, however, with one of the biggest upsets almost occurring. Duke, the number 1 seed and team most picked to win the tournament this year, just barely survived their fight against the number 9 seed, UCF, in the second round of the NCAA tournament. The Blue Devils tailed the Knights in their last offensive possession of the ball, but when it looked like the Knights may pull one of the biggest upsets in March Madness history, Audrey Dawkins grabbed the offensive rebound and saw a last-second layup rim out, sending the Blue Devils onto the second weekend of March Madness. So a lot of interesting things happening in March Madness. Do you watch any?
I try to catch like Michigan State and stuff, but that's about it. And that's all the time we have on Public Eye News today. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.